This is a tutorial of some techniques for playing in the pentatonic scale and just some guitar-lick oriented techniques. So one of the techniques that I want to talk about is called a hammer-on, and another one is called a pull-off. Now, a pull-off is where you put your finger on the string and then you pull off the string like that. Now, usually a hammer-on and a pull-off are used in conjunction with each other. In other words, this would be a hammer-on where I just kind of throw my finger onto the fretboard. Now, what's really important about this is that you not create a space on this side of the fret. When you hammer on, you want to be right next to the fret as much as you can. That's where you're going to get your best sound. See, if you're over here, it's not as easy to get a good tone. I can put with the same amount of force I hit here, I get more volume right here. So the hammer on is often followed by the pull off. Now, I'm not even picking with this hand. I'm not picking at all. So my hand is just floating in the air right here. You can see it's closer to the iPad than my other hand is. I'm hammering on and pulling off. Now, this is also pretty easy to do. It's a little bit easier to do in the open position, say like at the 3rd fret. You can do it on any string, really. 1st string. Again, I'm not using this hand to pick at all. So the pulling action is very slight, but it has to be very deliberate. And you'll notice that as I'm pulling, I kind of tend to use my wrist a little bit to pull down, but not that much. It's mostly the force of the finger. No picking. Kind of going for that continuous sound. You don't have to go fast at first. Alright, now the next part I would say is to, another little lick that I use is using, say, in the A pentatonic scale, is to use the open strings that are underneath. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling off with my 4th finger and then pressing with my index finger, my 1st finger, and then I'm pulling down for the pull off on that one. It's not as obvious that I'm pulling down because the distance when I'm doing it quickly is pretty slight. So I don't usually play this lick so many times on the 1st string. You can assist by picking, okay? But you can also do this on the 2nd string. 3rd string, following the outline of the pentatonic scale. Now it's a little bit easier to do when the notes are descending, even though you're going up from the 1st string to the 6th string. As opposed to, alright, which would be notes ascending but going down the strings from the 6th to the 1st, from the height of my chin closer to the floor, right? All right. So if you are going from the lower notes to the higher notes, from the 6th string to the 1st string, then you're going to use hammer-ons. You're not going to be doing any pull-offs. You're going to start with the lower open string. So you're just outlining the pentatonic scale. So you're using more pull-offs as you're descending note-wise, but going up closer to my chin from the floor, string-wise, first to sixth. Okay? And then hammer-ons for the other direction. Alright, and that's usually an electric technique. I'm using an acoustic right now, but it's the same idea.